good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another episode 7. Heck yeah.
Is it episode 7?
We are episode 7. Got a little bit of ship talk to talk about today. And we have me, of course, Ugle the Third. We've got our host, Vintage.
What's going on, everybody?
All right, he's got a very special guest today, DC. What's up, buddy? How are you?
What's up, everyone? I'm doing excellent.
Heck yeah,
Most
man.
excellent.
Very glad to have you here today. So, what are we talking about today, guys? Ships. The good ones.
Dark Capital. Why don't you introduce yourself to the group?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Listeners.
So, first of all, thanks for having me on, guys. Dark Capital. I've been playing Star Citizen since 2013, and I guess playing is a loose term because back then you couldn't actually play the game. There really wasn't anything to do. But I guess you could say I'm a long-time Star Citizen guy, off and on. I guess we all have our off and on, kind of routine, when it comes to it. It being an alpha, and there's always that new thing over the horizon to look forward to. But yep, I'm.
You're not talking about Starfield, are you?
Oh no, that better not be an off. That's gonna be me playing nothing but that game for about 2 years. Only that. So expect me to take vacations for a little bit.
Yep.
That better be my life for the next year. If that's not the case, then they didn't do it right. That's all I'm gonna say right now.
You there.
Yeah.
I've been on a Baldur's Gate 3 kick.
Dude, no kidding. Dude, I was on a Baldur's Gate 3 kick until I was on a Armored Core 6 kick, and now
there you go.
Now I'm fighting my way through that.
Anyway, continue while I interrupt some more.
Absolutely. And I love to play the game. And my favorite thing to do in the game is drink beer and fly spaceships. It's the funnest thing in the world, guys.
That is the best.
Oh,
you can't ask for a better night.
Yeah, for any of the viewers that have not experienced Star Citizen, I'm not going to ask you to invest any money or anything. Find yourself up. There's always free fly events. Wait for a free fly and jump right on in and just experience what it has to offer. I promise you will experience things that you have not experienced in any other game.
Great.
It's amazing. You will experience that. You will experience plenty of bugs, and you will when
Where's
you fight
the
your way
Starship
through those
Troopers?
But we work around our bugs. That's why you take breaks.
That's why you take breaks.
You take breaks and come back to it.
And the best thing about it, when you fight your way through those bugs, you come out a better person in the end.
Yes, you do.
And you have more confidence. You feel better about yourself. I mean, it's a win-win. I mean,
I'm just going to say this right now, that if during the loading screen, CR came on and be like, "You apes want to live forever."
Oh, they need to do that.
Easter egg, some kind of crap. I think that would just be freaking hilarious. I mean, I joke about the bugs, like it does have bugs, but it's fun to joke about it. But you got to do it. You got to.
That's how you get through them. You got to laugh about it.
Yeah.
The game's not out, we can't expect it to be perfect. We got to deal with the issues. They're dealing with the issues. I'm sure they're not having fun when we have to yell at them for it, Yep.
It's hard. It's work for all parties involved, but it's rewarding,
It is.
And it's fun. Man, is it fun.
It is.
It can be frustrating, but and it can be fun. But we have decided to talk about this Ship Talk Part 2, like OG was saying, and it is primarily going to be on the multi-crew-ish aspect. Mid-level ships, nothing crazy, nothing big, but also nothing small. So it's, we got a little list, and we're going to kind of just give some opinions on this, and probably talk a little bit of smack in between, because that's what we're good at.
I am going to say, this is not episode 7. This is episode 9. I apparently cannot read numbers. I did.
Lied.
I'm sorry. I am sorry.
Do you work for CIG?
All right.
I didn't do it.
Start over. Let's do
No.
it again.
No.
We're like
This is
5
definitely
minutes in. We ain't
pre-recorded.
stopping.
No, we ain't stopping. That's all that. Anyway, first on the list, everybody, is the Connie, which is by RSI, Robert Space Industries. And it is, I think it says up to like minimum of 1 to 6 people or something like that can fly the, fully operate the ship or whatever. But comes with 2 turrets. Holds about 96 SU worth of cargo, and it also has a little snub fighter in the back. This is the Connie Andromeda that I'm referring to. I don't know about all the other different variants because there's like, what, 3 others?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Aquila and
I know there's the Aquila, the Taurus, and
the Andromeda.
Phoenix.
There you go,
You got the
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Yeah, the Phoenix. Yeah,
And then-
forgot about that one.
And then there's the Phoenix Emerald for you real big high
Yeah.
rollers out there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, can't have money. But
Yeah, I don't know what it comes with. One of you guys could probably let me know. But
Vince, you have forgot the most important part about the Connie.
The Andromeda, the Connie Andromeda.
Yeah, you forgot about it.
I can only imagine 52 missiles. Yes.
Baby.
Oh my god.
52
Yeah.
missiles.
yep.
Missile boat.
52.
I think that's the
Missile boat.
only ship that comes with that many missiles right out the box, too.
I think it
so.
is, man. I mean, for just going on the page, putting it in the hangar,
Yeah.
you got 52 loaded and ready to go.
Man. And that's a combination of size 2 and size 1s.
Yeah,
They are.
yeah.
You know, they're not the missile hard points aren't interchangeable, but the missiles themselves are. And I mean, dude, that's perfect.
This is a
it's
perfect
great-
example
great
of
ship.
quantity over quality.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's exactly what
And
that is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty well performed, well designed ships. I mean, you got if you ever run into problems with light fighters, you can always kite them, back strafe, put your full reverse thrust and just lob 52 missiles at them, and you'll probably be okay. You probably either make them want to go bother someone else, or
You will definitely be okay if you got
You'll be
your
okay.
2 turret
You'll be
gunners
okay.
Yeah.
that are
oh,
that are there.
absolutely fully
Oh, yeah.
crewed,
Oh yeah.
golden,
Oh yeah.
chef's kiss.
So I dailied the Connie for about 6 months, and
So did I.
I absolutely loved every bit of it. Every single bit. It was the first time I exploded from another vehicle being in my ship. It was also the last time. Haven't tried it since. But I enjoyed it, man.
I did a lot of it was the Cuddy Black and the Connie. I did a lot of rock mining out of, believe it or
Yeah.
not. I did a little bit with the MSR, but the Connie was a little bit easier to deal with. I felt, in my opinion, with rock mining. Overall, it's a pretty decent ship. I enjoy it.
I did a lot of crashing with my Connie. It was
I
it
would,
was my first jump to like a bigger ship, and I just ran into stuff all the time.
It happens. I would like to ask though, because I guess I don't want to go off on a sidebar here, but the Connie, the reason why. So when I got my Connie early, they didn't have I think that they had the Taurus and the Aquila. I went with an Andromeda. I got that. I liked it. Great ship. The only reason why I switched from the Connie, and I think I stuck with it until the MSR came out. I switched over to the MSR. The only reason why I switched from the Connie was because I'm not a fan, and this is a personal preference, I am not a big fan of ships with elevators.
I wonder why.
I prefer
You don't hang out at Grim Hex much, do you?
a little bit of phobia about elevators, but I just prefer ramps. Most of my rock mining was done in the Cutlass with a rock. Cruising around in my Cutlass. That's how I earned enough money to AUEC to get me a Saber.
There you go.
And then, you know, once I got the Saber, it was done. I wasn't mining anymore, but
Yeah.
you know,
I found a new path.
yeah, yep. And that was it. That was it. And that was back in the day when you could solo anything with a Saber.
Yeah.
You know, before they
Really?
rebalanced the Saber. Oh yeah, dude. I would solo like ERTs, group ERTs, no problem. Saber all day long and
Really?
all
Okay.
day. Oh yeah, yeah. I can't remember what patch that was, but the Saber was top tier, man, top gun. And then now, still a cool looking ship, you know.
Yep.
But anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. So I digress. Apologies.
I don't know. Like, I feel that the Connie though could be, I don't know necessarily say improved. I like the fact that it has 2 entrances and exits compared to some of the ships on this list.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the deal is. We're going to go with operator error, especially in my case, because OG, you and I have had this discussion before about landing that stupid ship.
I know what you're talking about. I've never experienced it.
You apparently got to go like back in down first and then like do it real slow and then just kind of like ease into the ground. I'm assuming. I don't know. I always just went like straight down, and every time I would touch down, my nose would seesaw into the dirt.
Yeah.
Hit space brake, all that kind of stuff and whatnot, and man, I don't know.
I know
sure
exactly what you're talking about.
I'm
So
not sure
you've
if that's
experienced
still a thing though. I think they fixed that because when I had my Connie, I didn't. It may have done it a little bit, but not as bad as what you're saying. Like I never dove my nose into the ground at all.
Well,
and I can't fly for nothing to save my life.
viewers and listeners, if you've experienced that in the Connie, comment down below. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah.
Yeah. I will admit this. I have not had that issue with the Connie, but that was back when, so habits change, right? So back then, I had kind of a habit of landing it slightly like a helicopter. I would bring my rear gear down first, so canted nose up a little bit, and then I would land nice and gentle. I was real paranoid about landing. Now, as I became more comfortable with the game, I no longer flew a Connie, but I did fly a C2 for a while, right? A Hercules. That thing is the same problem. Like, probably, maybe to a greater extent. A C2, and I'm sorry if I digress here, that one I have stuck the nose of a C2 in the ground many a time. and it was literally because of exactly what you outlined there. Just coming in straight down. Because people used to complain about the way I landed, right? Because I would come in nice and easy, butt down, right? And then just gently, and people are like, why are you taking forever to land? Why don't you just come straight down? I'm like, okay, I'll try that. And then that's how I learned how to put my C2's nose in the dirt. Yeah.
Oh, the C2 is horrible about it. I have never, any of the Hercules, it doesn't matter with the way that is. Like, it doesn't matter what I do. That nose is going to touch the ground before I get done. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I've flown a C2.
You don't want to. We're not here talking about the C2, so we're not going to go off on that tangent. But anyway,
I'm sorry, I brought it up.
You did,
No,
and it rubbed a sore
ships,
spot.
it's
You
okay.
just pour some salt on an open wound is what happened. But I mean, you know. But
Yeah.
the other thing that is very near and dear to my heart, and excuse me, at the same time, is my pride and joy Mercury Star Runner.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
I love that ship.
I love the Mercury Star Runner.
And what really irritates me, so this discussion is being recorded on September the 1st of 2023. And currently right now, we are in the second phase, or in the top 8, I do believe, of the ship showdown.
Yeah.
This episode will probably end up airing well after that, but for time reference, and it makes me sad because I'm pretty sure that the Corsair was up against, if I remember correctly, was up against or going up against.
I was just looking at it earlier.
I was
Like,
too, and now I can't
just
remember.
looking at it.
And it irritates me, and I'm not going to pull it up right now. But
I'm
pretty sure the MSR got knocked out first round, and so did the Carrack, and so did the 890. And I'm pretty sure that the MSR is either going up against the Cuddy Black.
So yep, it was the Corsair versus the MSR. Corsair got him.
Yep.
And
that was
then-
such a hard thing that particular thing right there was hard for me to vote for, because
It is.
I love the MSR, but the Corsair, which is also next on our list, is I went Corsair out of the two, because the main thing right now with the MSR is, one, it won last year in 2953's IAE. I'll get it right in a second. But so I was like, there's really no point for it to even come close to winning two times in a year. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's not a bad thing. But then again, I was also like,
let something else win.
I want something else to win, and I kind of want the Corsair. I really want the Corsair to just go all the way through, because it's almost a cult following. And the MSR right now, technically, its gameplay loop that it was designed for is not even in.
Exactly.
Like, the scanner seat doesn't work, and the server room is useless. And I get, like, tech's got to come in, and then the ship will eventually be useful in what it was designed for. I get that. That's fine. Whatever. But
I will add this too. Another thing about the MSR is smuggling isn't a whole big thing in the game right now either.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big, like, I feel like it's kind of an unfair fight right there between the Corsair and the MSR, because MSR really, I mean, considering that the game was developed enough to where the MSR had its full featured, like, just everything that it was designed to do available in game for a player to use it for. Oh, dude, I think that the MSR would win hands down. It would be. And don't get me wrong. I'm with you, Vintage. Like, I'm split when it comes to, like, a medium cargo ship or a medium ship, multi-crew ship. My top one is tied between the Corsair and the MSR.
you got both as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I love them.
It's hard, isn't it?
It is. It's hard to decide. They both carry the same size quantum drive. I can get anywhere I need to go with an XL1. I love the MSR because it has a smaller profile. It's fast as all get out. It's got a nice ramp on it. Both of them have great ramps. I mean, the sound of the Corsair's ramp is amazing. I love the way that ramp sounds.
It sounds
like a dang transformer, dude. It sounds
my biggest bitch with the MSR. Oops, excuse my French. My biggest issue with the MSR is the one entrance and exit.
I agree.
I agree.
Like, I mentioned this earlier with the Connie, because it has multiple. This one only has one, and I, for the life of me, don't understand why they didn't put something further towards the cockpit.
Yes.
Or the elevator that's nobody uses basically in that thing, that take you from the cargo bay to the first floor, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
They could have just made that sucker go all the way down and up through. You know what I mean? Like, that would have made sense.
That way you could bypass the cargo area. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that would be great.
That would have been awesome. And I don't know if they're going to do, like, a redesign or change something up. Like, I highly doubt it. I mean, they might. Who knows at this point? Things are subject to change 24/7. But, and that's the one thing that I love about the Corsair. Has an elevator close to the cockpit, or it's got the cargo ramp in the back. I'm like, this is great. And then, not to mention, the elevator goes to the roof on the Corsair.
Yeah.
I don't suggest
We're
doing
not sure
that.
Yet, but
I really don't suggest doing that, because when the Corsair first came out, I decided to take that sucker to the roof while in Quantum. Also by myself. So, for any of those who knows what happened when you go into space while in Quantum, you stay there. The ship keeps going.
You can say bye-bye. No, bye-bye.
You don't even get to see it leave. It's just you're gone. You just stop.
So my take on the MSR. So I've had the MSR for about 4 months now. First big ship, like good sized ship.
Yeah.
Number one, I am a big fan of ships that from buying it, you can get to anywhere you need to be. It's a great thing. Love that. And you can put an XL1 in it and still get wherever you want to go twice, you know? Be
Till
good to
Pyro.
go. Till Pyro, yes. We're not talking about that. Talking about ships. And so, not the most amount of firepower, but can get some things done, you know?
With
and
what?
Can very easily, huh?
I would not hang out in a firefight with an MSR. I don't care if you got
realize,
some things.
I said some things. I didn't say go run into an Idris with it. I said some things.
Are you shooting at a ground vehicle?
Whatever you, some things, rocks.
Maybe he just maybe he just needs to load it up with some slam and just get it from one place to just
You're going.
or maybe he needs to go do some rock mining. You can do that.
Exactly.
Maybe he just needs to go somewhere really fast because the MSR is really good at doing that.
MSR is very good about getting out of its own way. I do agree about the 2 points of exit and entry. I think that should be a thing. I think that would help out a lot. My biggest gripe with the MSR is all the doors. The doors.
That's a Crusader feature.
I was gonna say that's kind of like if you get
open.
That's a great request. That's one of the first thing I thought of when I went through 5, 6, 18 doors.
Yes.
I think from what I heard, that was a thing. Like you could lock them in the open. From what I heard, okay,
it was a thing. Yeah. I don't know why it's not a thing anymore. It was a thing briefly. 316 maybe, I don't remember. But it was nice. It was really nice. And now it's not a thing. So you gotta wait.
That's
door
the
opens.
only thing. That's the only thing that really just ticks me off when I got to go through 19 doors to get to the hill. I love the fact there are 2 gun racks.
That's
great.
Go ahead, DC.
I was gonna say, CIG, if you're listening, all I want is an elevator that drops down from the cockpit area.
Yep.
All right, let me just get on that elevator. Bloop, boom, you're in the cockpit area.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, that's it. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, forget the escape pods. We're not leaving.
We don't need them.
We don't need that.
The captain's going down with the ship.
I'm not with this. I'm not getting out of my beautiful. I have a green paint on this MSR. I'm not getting out of that.
Ooh, your green paints. Oh, man. But so, what I was gonna say was, if my brain wouldn't die on me, because we're not doing the Jeopardy thing because you're not old enough for that.
Oh,
you can't shoot shots at me like that.
Why not?
Just because back when you were in school, you were with a stick carving into a rock for your history class, doesn't mean you.
DC's older than I am.
Whoa! Why you got to bring me into this? Yes, we had to etch our math equations onto a tablet with a stick.
Granted.
Plus rock is 6.
No.
No, but what I was gonna say is that if they can do multiple entries on a freaking Avenger Titan,
yeah.
Tell me why it can't be done on another ship.
Give me a ladder.
Yep.
Give me a ladder.
We got the Connie, right? Got many different. Or I'm sorry,
It's got 2.
The Connie has 2. It's got the
Elevator.
cargo bay area and the elevator.
Yeah.
Same thing as a Corsair.
Yeah, and then also we have different iterations, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just the Connie, right? You got all the other types. Andromedas.
No, we don't need to make we don't need any more styles of MSR.
I'm just saying.
Hold up.
Yes, we do.
You talk about the Titan. You got the Titan. You got the Titan. Crap.
Look.
You
the
got
Avenger
like 3 or 4
Warlock.
different
I Avenger Stalker.
Avenger Warlock,
I get it.
Avenger
I get it.
Titan Stalker.
I
get it, but no.
But Crusader's not really. But that's an Aegis thing, though, right? And an RSI thing, right? Yeah. So you got Crusader. They make that thing. Well, actually, no, they don't, because.
Hey man, I got the Spirit. I got the C1 and the A1.
Yeah. So hey, I'm seeing some some
I got
inconsistencies here.
Give me an MSR. get rid of all the scanning stuff. Give me some torps. Give me some torps.
No.
Give me some torps.
No.
It's
Shut
fast,
up.
It's
Go
big. Give me some torps. Oh, give me some torps.
Go get a
That
retaliator.
sounds like a party.
No kidding. Just go get a retaliator.
Yeah, go get some cheat codes. That doesn't sound balanced.
Man,
Get
give
rid of
me
the
an
scan-
MSR.
No,
give me 3 torps.
I want the scanner. I want the server room. I love everything about it. I love the little Jeffries tube throwback thing that they got in there from the whole Star Trek reference thing. Like I love it. Like it's great. Just give me another daggum entrance.
Open my doors.
You know what I think is really cool though, unique to the MSR, is if you look at it, like compare it to a ship of similar quote unquote size, right? Like the Corsair, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you look at the MSR, it seems like a pretty compact ship. You know, I mean, it's got a real nice cross section. It's not huge. Doesn't have massive wings on it or anything.
Yeah.
And they still found room inside of that compact design
to
include the little underground, like the sub level, like where you can sneak around and store stuff. Like that's pretty cool feat right there.
I think some of that was a future design implementation for not only the smuggling aspect of it, but also I could be wrong, so don't quote me on this. Don't beat me up about it, but
beat him up.
I think it also may have something to do with engineering gameplay as well. At some point, I don't know if it does or not. Like I think I could have heard somebody saying something about that, so I could be totally off. But that was just one of those things that I did hear that could be a possibility. Yeah. But speaking of the Corsair, since we've touched on this so much, what were you gonna say, OG? What was it?
I loves my MSRs though. I loves it.
I love my MSR.
I loves it lots.
I love my MSR too, but now we're gonna go on to the Corsair because that's a badass ship.
I love my Corsair.
I don't have a Corsair. I want a Corsair.
You fly my Corsair all the time.
I know, that's why I haven't bought one.
He's like, yeah, he's got it. Don't worry about it. But
I would.
So, like with the Corsair though, Star Wars vibes right off the bat.
Yeah.
Foldable wings.
Yeah.
It's got VTOL mode. It's got dual entrances. The co-pilot seat actually freaking works to where you can actually control shield facings and all. Or I'm not sorry. I don't know about shield facings, but I know you can control the power triangle.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And missiles.
The co-pilot seat works when you're not shooting. When you're not shooting, the co-pilot seat works.
What?
Oh yeah, because it's shaking you around so much.
It shakes you around so bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
It rattles your brain pretty hard. Jeez, but I mean, what are they? Size 4s? If you go gimbaled, size 5s.
Yeah.
If you don't go gimbaled, it's size 5, size 4.
Yeah, bruh.
And there's 4 of them.
It's gonna shake, rattle, and roll a little bit.
There's not another ship, in my opinion, that compares to the Corsair. In my opinion, I love everything about the Corsair. I really don't have anything bad to say about the Corsair. I think it's got great attention to detail. I love. Everybody knows what Drake is. I love how you go into the helm and see your monitor laying on the ground. You know, I love those details. I think it's fantastic. It's got a great toilet. You know, that's my favorite place to be. Love to be on the throne. It's got it even folds out. I mean, what?
I'm going bankrupt buying so many air fresheners for that shit too. That's one thing I've wondered about too. Is like they brought up how you're gonna have to like hygiene and like your players are gonna have to like clean themselves and use the bathroom and stuff. Like I'm like, how? Like, can we elaborate on this? Like, just a little bit more info out of them. I would love.
You gotta brush your teeth.
I just hope
3 days, dude.
Right? Yeah.
I hope that they don't make these soap bars edible, because I'm gonna be eating them all the time.
They're not Tide Pods, man. Come on, we're not going through that again.
If it refills your food meter, then hey, you know.
Yeah. snacks. I mean
if it's
Slight indigestion.
constipation.
The Corsair is, as dare I say, I think it's a perfect ship. I think it's almost perfect. So when I first saw the Corsair being unveiled, my biggest thing was why the 3 wings? Why the asymmetrical
Why not
wings?
the 3 wings?
Well, I'm a big, huge proponent and fan of function over form, right?
Yeah.
So every time I look at a ship, this is why I don't like origin ships very much, right? Because they, in my opinion, are very much form over function. And in my opinion, granted, there are some origin ships out there that can give a lot of people a run for their money, but it's all about the aesthetic right now, and I know that's kind of unintuitive, but I've had it explained to me before by other fans of the Corsair about how, like, having the asymmetrical wings, the big giant wing on one side and then the 2 little wings on the other side, allows the pilot to feel similar handling in Atmo as they would feel in space, and that explanation still leaves me scratching my head. Not sure what the in-lore explanation is for that design. Yeah. That's the only gripe that I have about the Corsair, is the funky wings and the fact that it adds to its cross section, its profile, right?
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Other than that,
what
because honestly, granted, if you're in a fight and you lose a wing on a Corsair, it's not a big deal. Even if you lose all of your wings on a Corsair, who cares? You still have.
Have you done this?
I mean, you know, it may or may not have happened once or twice. I'm just saying, you don't have any real major components. You got a couple, I think size 3 guns on your left wings. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're working with 2 size 4s minimum. You know what I mean? You know, for your pilot, and then you also got your turret guns too. So, you know, and I mean, you're golden. You're fighting an Idris and you lose your 2 wings. You're good.
I want to know what that stupid little thing is on the long wing that folds over.
Oh yeah, the thing that falls off all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
I don't know
that
what that
for?
is. I think it's an antenna, because I mean, it's supposed to be like a.
Okay, so first off, I'll tell you what I think it looks like, even though that's not what it is, because you refuel on the front of the ship, right? Like when you, if you were to dock with a Starfarer that can refuel a ship, the fuel ports on the left hand side of the cockpit, you would think with Mr. Long Old Wingo over here with the little jabby pod that's what that would have been for, because that's what it looks like.
Yeah,
it's an air intake. How about that?
I mean, it's billed as an exploration vehicle, right? An exploration craft. So maybe there's something in line for that in the future. Maybe it could be a deployable survey pod or something like that. I don't know, something you could select and then fire, and then it I don't know, give you a survey of a remote object. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Viewers or listeners, if y'all know what it is, comment down below.
Yeah,
I know what it is.
Yeah, let me know. I think it's an antenna.
It is how the Glaives and the Corsairs make babies. That's how it is with the missiles, the missile blades. That's how it is. You know, and also if anyone has a Glaive, so Vintage here can attest to this. Vintage is being bad.
You gonna bring this up again?
He was being bad.
We brought this up earlier.
He was being bad, so I had to put him in his place and blew him up without using any weapons. I may or may not have died in the process.
You did.
100%.
I have a question about that, because I've never flown a Glaive. I know it has the little punchy,
I didn't know they worked. I didn't know they worked.
So they do work. Okay, that's what my question was.
They work.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yep, they work. They didn't work, but they work. We can tell you. So can Vintage's subscriber here can also tell you that it's floating in space.
I'm not going over this again. We're not opening this wound again. We're moving on to the Drake Cutlass.
The OG.
Okay.
The OG.
The original gangsta of
OG.
Dude, I'll just go ahead and say this right now. That I've had some very, very intimate memories with the Cutlass.
Mm-hmm.
That was my baby. That was I love the Cutlass.
What were you doing on that ship?
I was a lot of rock mining, all by my lonesome. on freaking and what was that planet in Hurston? Everybody used to rock mine before like Quantinium even existed.
Yeah,
Ariel or Ariel or however you want. Dude, I spent so many days, not hours, days.
Yeah.
On Ariel, just mining freaking Hadnite with my rock and my Cutlass. Yeah, oh god, dude. And that was it, dude. That's how I got my first fighter. Because I wasn't about to spend 160, 200 bucks for a Saber or whatever it was at the time.
But you'll spend 250 on a MSR?
Yeah, well, now that I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, you know, obviously, you know,
puffing the opium.
I think the Cuddy is you know, we touched base on how you can upgrade ships from your starter pack. I think the Cuddy is a fantastic first upgrade if you want to toss a little bit, you know, instead of taking your girl out to the dollar menu, throw a little bit at the game, you know, go to the Cuddy. I think it's a fantastic way to really get feet first in what the game has to offer, because you can do a little bit of everything with the Cuddy.
Yeah,
you know, you can do a little bit of multi-crew mining, a little bit of combat.
Yep.
You know, whole nine yards. Cargo,
box missions, whatever.
It's great.
Shoot, me and DC ran Xeno Threat in a Cuddy Black. I was his gunner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that
was a
takes
while
me
ago.
back. Woo, boy.
That was fun.
Yeah. Man. Good old Cuddy Black, baby. Yeah, that's. Yeah. I'd say the best. My advice for a new player, you know, new player ship.
Yeah.
Get you a Titan. All right. Have your fun with that. All right. Great ship for a starter.
Yep.
Upgrade to a Cuddy if you feel like, if you feel the need, because it's a kind of Cuddy's what, $100, 80 bucks on discount, maybe
115, something like that.
Yeah, so that may be a bit much to ask a new player to spend on an alpha game, you know.
Yeah.
Especially
but starting out, you know.
Yeah, especially starting out. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, for a starter ship. But it's the, like you said, OG. Perfect thing to graduate to from something like a Titan, you know, or something like a starter ship. Cuddy Black, you're gonna be able to experience everything Star Citizen has to offer, and if you find
small
yourself,
quantities,
I mean, you know, there's some things you're not gonna succeed in, but you can definitely attempt. You know what I mean?
You're not gonna go fight an Idris. You know, you're not.
I mean, you could. You could.
Sure could try. You know.
Look, you could be, but see, considering multi-crew, and let's just say you were a member of an org, or you were hanging out with some other players, and let's say you were supporting an attempt at an Idris. You're still going to need somebody to cruise around and deal with those pesky little fighters. Yeah. Why not just fully crew a Cuddy, cruise around? You could do that. Yeah. No problem. You can make that happen. You know, it works. You know, there's a lot of stuff you can do in a Cuddy. I love it. I know some people who despise that ship. I can't figure out why. Maybe the aesthetic. I'm a big fan of Drake. I love the aesthetic, you know.
I have a very good friend of mine who can tell you why they do not like the Cutlass, and their biggest argument is that their ship placement does not make sense, because all you have the VTOL is in the back end.
Okay, physics aside, all right, real world physics aside, it doesn't make sense. You're right. In theory,
that's their gripe.
I mean, that's fair. That's a fair gripe.
And they think it's ugly, but you know, that's neither here nor there.
It's a Drake ship, dude. Drake doesn't make beautiful ships. All right, that's not what they do.
It's held together with zip ties and duct tape, but you can count on it when you need it.
I agree with that sentiment about how the main thrusters, when they go into VTOL mode, they are off center towards the rear. It doesn't really make sense. Granted, it could be explained by stabilizing thrusters towards the front. I haven't checked. But there could be some stabilizing thrusters at the bottom of the front, maybe. I don't know.
You're a stabilizing thruster.
I am. I always thrust my stabilizer. I mean, I don't know. Anyways.
You messed that all up.
Always thrusting my stabilizers.
Like, I've just been drinking water today. I don't know. But anyways,
That's a lie.
they that is the only gripe about it. Otherwise, performance in game.
Yeah.
I know exactly. I think I know exactly which friend you're talking about, Vintage. I won't say their name, but I think I'm almost 199% sure I know exactly who you're talking about, because they're the only person I've met that has been, let's just say, more than slightly outspoken about their hatred for the Cutlass Black.
By the way, if you're watching this, hello.
Hey, much
Much
I
love.
love you. I love you. I know exactly who you are. I know you.
I hope they get a laugh out of that.
I hope so too.
What about the Herald though? Another ship like the MSR by data running.
I've never experienced it.
All right, we'll go away. We're not talking to you then.
I'm gonna listen to you guys and agree with you guys.
So right now, the only thing that you can really do with a Herald right now is run away from stuff.
Go fast, Ricky
And
Bobby.
It does that better than any other ship in the whole game.
Isn't it the
Period.
fastest ship in the game
It is.
outside
It
of the snubs?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the
yeah.
P-52 or the P-72 is still the fastest, but out of ships with a quantum drive,
Yeah.
it's the fastest.
Yep, it is. It will outrun anything else other than a snub, and even if you're in a snub, you're not getting far. I mean, it's going to quantum away from you.
I think
You're not
the
gonna
Herald
catch it.
is just goofy looking, in my opinion.
It's a rocket with a cockpit.
That's all it is. It's just a cockpit
It
with
is.
some rockets attached to it.
It
That's
reminds me of,
the beauty of it.
You know, like the Salt Lake land speed cars. That's what the
Right.
Herald
Oh, yeah.
reminds me of.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
so
pretty
the
much it.
inside of that ship, okay, so what was it? It was Invictus Launch Week recently, and it was Drake Interplanetary Day, or whatever they call it. And so I went down to the showroom or whatever, found the Herald, rented it, because up to that point, I had never been in a Herald either, and I was like, I want to see this mug. I didn't
Yeah.
even bother to go in the ship while it was on the showroom floor. I just looked at it, rented it, went back to the hangar, and pulled it out. And went. And I was like, this thing, like, you climb up in the ladder, right? And it is like a freaking sardine can. It's literally like enough room for you and a buddy to walk back and forth, and somebody to get in the cockpit. And there's one seat in the back for the scanner part, or for for like the servers and all that. That's it. And then I think you got, I don't even know if you have a bed or not. I can't remember that.
No, I don't
But
think. I think there was a bit.
That dude,
not at
that's
all.
it. Like, it is so like, you were like,
Just bare bones.
it is elbow to elbow in that mug, and I'm like, God dang, this thing is tiny in here, but this is cool as crap.
Yeah.
And so, dude, I hopped in it and I just full burned it out of Atmo, and it was just like, whoa, I was gone, and I was like,
Okay, dude.
this is nuts. It's a cool little ship. It's fun to fly. It looks nifty. If you don't have a problem with tight spaces, by all means, strap in and buckle up, baby, because you're gonna go for a ride. Like, I mean, it's a cool ship, and I'm pretty sure, like, when the data run missions and like the servers on those ships actually become viable, like a lot of people, that and the MSR are really gonna take off in popularity.
I'm getting the feeling, and you guys let me know if you agree, but I'm getting the feeling, considering the statistics of the MSR and the Herald, right? Data running is going to incorporate a lot of timed missions, right?
Yeah.
So so when they do incorporate that, you get your mission, you pick up your data, however that works.
Yeah.
And your clock, your countdown is going to start, and you got to have you got to book. You know,
Right.
you got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's why they're being made that way.
Dude, I'm pretty sure, like, I really hope, okay, so this is what I hope the data running missions entail for these two ships, is you sneak in as best as you can. They both have scanner seats, right? You download the information.
with the scanner sheet.
as best as you can, right?
Like an interactive thing, right?
Right, like how everybody does like their lock picking menus and everything like that. Like so you do this, and if you fail it a couple of times, then you don't necessarily you fail like the stealth part of it of hacking into the system, right? You are now, they know where your location is, and you have X amount of time to finish the download before the intercept shows up, right? Or you pass all your stealth checks, but as soon as the file's downloaded, you back out and they've realized that they've lost data, right? And then now you have this amount of time before intercept also shows up.
You gotta run.
Right.
Oh man, that would be so much fun, dude. I would love that.
If the place actually had like a 500 kilometer like QED, is it QED or whatever it is that disables the quantum field?
Yeah.
Like QED. They had like I say 500 kilometers, like that's kind of far, but some kind of wide range QED system to where ships can't jump in and out.
Yeah.
Right. So you
like
have to use
you literally have to run away before you can engage quantum. Like I really hope that happens, because one, that would make it very interactive for both parties, you know, or solo if you decide to go that route. To where you have the person who's in charge of the scanning and getting the data to the person flying the ship and getting the hell out of there and booking it. You know what I'm saying? So it's left up to that. And I think that would just be the coolest thing ever, and probably be one of the more successful missions. So CIG, if you're listening, maybe, I don't know.
Dude, that would be so so cool to see, because think about like different, like let's say you have to go to a moon, right? The quantum ceiling on a moon is a lot lower than it would be on a planet, say Herson, for example. There's a lot of interesting stuff you could do with missions like that. That would be really cool.
But asteroid belts too.
Yeah, asteroid belts too. Yeah, because
nebulas. I mean, let's not just confine it to a planet. Screw that.
All right. So, even though this ship is amazing, it makes me want to take my clothes off and get naked.
What?
It makes me want to get naked. I love the way the 400i is. Our next ship we're going to talk about makes me want to get naked, man. I love that ship.
Oh, the 400 wants you to do that. I thought you were talking about the Herald at first. I was like, you ain't never even been in a Herald.
Yeah, I mean, I get naked on the Herald too. It don't matter to me.
Oh god.
But man, the 400i is a gorgeous ship. I like a lot of the aesthetics for Origins ships.
Well, it's a bougie ship.
It is a bougie ship, and you bougie because you got it.
with the Meridian paint. You can't buy the Meridian paint like on the store anyway.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say this. I guess I might be a salt of the earth kind of guy. Never been an Origin fan. I don't think what is it, the X86 or whatever, the 87X.
Yeah, I know
that little side by side seater.
X85.
That's a
or
cool
whatever.
looking.
Yeah.
X80, whatever the.
I got
stuff it is. That's a cool.
Nice catch.
That's a cool looking ship. I don't see a lot of use for it. Otherwise, that and the 400i, those are the only two Origin ships that I think look good until you get inside of it.
Yeah.
The opulence present inside of Origin ships distracts me so much. Like, I feel like I'm in Saddam Hussein's palace. Like,
Jesus Christ.
This should not belong here. This is a spaceship. You know, like you know, the parallel I'm trying to make is you go out into the middle of butthole nowhere in the middle of a third world country, and you step inside this opulent palace, just like, this doesn't belong. Same thing.
Hold up.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. That's the palace, right?
So my thing with the 400 is, one, I don't even think you can fit the rock in there properly.
No. I don't think
I couldn't
so.
tell you. I've never tried. I actually have limited experience with it.
There's the YouTube guy that does like if it fits it ships kind of thing or whatever kind of deal. I freaking love watching that. That is great stuff. But I'm pretty sure that's where it was talked about at some point, and maybe some other places that I can't recall because my memory is straight doo-doo trash. But the other thing that I have an issue with is the turrets. First off, why in the world on a remote turret, I know it's underneath the ship, but why does the camera have to be upside down? We're in 2023 and I can easily flip a camera rotation just fine, you know, like it's not like this new technology thing. Like, so I never understood that. And then the top turret is right behind basically the top floor. So you're only having like at minimum, I think it's like a little over 180 degree rotation of firing arc, right?
Yeah. From
left to right.
You're 100% right, sir. And not to mention, the current year, according to Star Citizen lore, is 2952. So you would think.
No, it's 2953.
Well, Google told me wrong because I just Googled it.
Because it's Google. It's 2953 because it's like 900 and what, 30 years in the future or something like that.
Math.
Yeah, you suck at it.
Why are we not just plugging our brains straight into the, you know?
I want to know is why do I not have a bloop bloop on my wristband saying I'm getting close to my ship. I want you to open the door for me.
Dude, we already have that today with those Teslas and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like, why do I not have keyless entry in the 30th century?
I'll tell you why. Because it's an alpha. All right, but you will have it.
This is true.
All right, just hold on to your panties. All right.
I hope so, man. Because that is, I'm sitting here, I'm like, hold up, I gotta come over here and press a button.
It'll just be the Jedi and just wait that it'll happen. Right.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Though, I'm pretty sure like those quality of life changes may or may not come. I'm not gonna say they will, but I really do hope they do because, man, especially like even if it was just like on an origin ship, you know, because they all high class and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Like you could easily just like keybind something and it automatically lowers the elevator or the ramp or whatever. Like that would be cool. But why do I not have keyless entry into my spaceship?
Yeah,
it is 2953, and it is a space. Maybe if you were in a Drake ship, you had to like keep a I don't know, a crescent wrench in your back pocket just so you could open up your doors.
Gotta have a window,
but I mean,
ship breaking in kid on you.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I think where they keep the components and stuff like that, like in the midsection of the ship, and like you open it up and it's like you literally, like if you're wearing a helmet and you walk into the ship, even if you're in regular clothes, like so if you're in regular clothes and you go into the one to where the coolers are at, like it is dramatically colder in that specific room, and you actually start to shiver if you stay in there long enough. Or if you have your helmet on and everything like that, you notice there's a noticeable temperature drop. And I think that was a cool touch. So I'm like, okay, cool. That's nifty. I like the fact that it has a gun rack and it has obviously, you know, a wardrobe changing rack or an armor rack, whatever you want to call it. I like the fact that there's like a little kitchenette, I guess, in the back of the ship. I don't really know what you'd want to call it.
Look, the Corsair comes with a kitchenette and a flask of whiskey. So, I mean...
it's Drake. It's definitely going to come with a flask of whiskey.
that wasn't left there on purpose. Like the engineer that was doing QC on it was like left his stuff laying on the it's not
right.
Drake, the Drake technician doing PDI leaves his fucking put the whiskey in it.
That's why it's there.
Excuse OG's French. I'm gonna have to bleep that out.
Whoopsies. Oh God, it's not me.
Yeah.
It's
Hey, when you bleep it out,
enhancers.
just put a blur over his mouth too at the same time.
No, I'm not doing all
That's
that.
funny.
That's too much work. Anyway, but no, like the 400, like overall, like is aesthetically pleasing to look at.
Oh, yeah, bud.
I get a little bit of like the Star Wars ish vibes again from this ship, kind of like the Imperial ships or whatever. It kind of gives me that little bit of that, and I'm a sucker for that. So I mean, I guess that's why I like the MSR and the Corsair and the 400. Like, I don't need all these ships, but I have them because I'm a sucker for cosmetics, and I'm a sucker for aesthetically pleasing things. And those three ships are one of the main things that it's like, if it's got Star Trek or Star Wars vibes, sold.
Yeah.
Like,
See,
I don't know
the
what it is,
400,
man.
the 400 just gets me a little aroused, gets me going. I love the way this ship works. Would I buy it? Probably not. Just because it doesn't give you enough to make it necessary from my point of view. Like, I can spend money elsewhere and cheaper and do double what the 400 can do for me.
Yeah.
Other than the arousal, only the 400 can do that for me.
That's the main thing with the 400. Like,
Yeah.
it's got that little bike rack for the X1 whenever that gets released. But other than that, I think the only other thing that you can really fit in that is a Cyclone. And I don't even know if you can really fully fit a Cyclone. Like, if you are, it's just going to be the regular one. Like, it can't have a gun up top. Or another, like, hover bike. Or when... I hate to bring up this trigger word, but the Rangers, the motorcycles from Tumblr, like,
Made a cog slip, man.
I know, like, whenever those come out.
Well,
CIG.
they'll be. You know what? I'm not crying about that.
I am.
Well, I mean, dude, how useful are they really gonna be?
Because I want to be Sons of Anarchy on Daymar, man. Leave me alone.
If you can shoot, if you
They
can, like,
do. They have
roll
a
through
combat. They
and
have.
just-
They have a combat one. They have a combat one. I don't mean to yell. I don't know if I just.
No.
really
I'm just. I'm sorry. I might have been yelling first, but I'm
Really
just saying.
fighting.
I want. All right. I want to be able. All right. I want to be able to sit in a freaking tumbril freaking cyclone, right?
And shoot out of the passenger seat.
Yes, please. Can I have some drive-bys and start
That
please.
supposedly they're
Please.
unleashing
Yes.
the what's that place in Los Angeles called? Is it Los Angeles? They're unleashing. It's going to be the Los Angeles update, is what it is. You're going to have drive-bys.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, good.
That was a horrible
Good.
joke.
No, I know. Well,
I'm gonna get rid of that. No, I'm gonna
That's
get rid of
fine.
that. We're just
Let's
anyway.
try it again and
So
edit it.
they're eventually
Look, that's-
I heard that you are supposed to get to be able to get to that point. Like, I don't know when vehicle, like, FPS combat, like, I say FPS because, like, you're still sitting in the seat and everything, but
You are, it's
I've heard them
FPS.
speak on it, and that it is planned, but nothing is
Good.
like concrete or like
Yeah.
it's an idea. Let me put it that way. It's on the drawing board, but I don't think it's been touched at this point. Now, by the time this video airs, maybe, or you
All
know,
I gotta say is y'all better be ready for me.
Dude, put me in a Cyclone MT with, like, driver-controlled missiles, right? A turret, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a homeboy in the right seat that's hanging out with his freaking gat, just blasting fools as we're driving. But dude,
Yeah.
that's what. Let's give me
DMX
some
gonna be playing
GTA,
as well on the
dude.
radio.
Yes, absolutely. It better be. It better be.
Y'all know me.
Gosh darn right.
Railgun is my go-to. I keep,
Well,
I keep
dude,
that
have
thing
the
on
OG.
me all the time.
Let me rock the driver's seat. Let me have OG as sitting
Shotgun.
Railgun, sitting shotgun, railgun, vintage. You rock the turret. I'll rock the missiles and the steering, brah.
Forced to
We
be
got it.
reckoned
We
with.
got it.
Talk about assaulting a bunker, dude.
Back to the ships. Back to the ships.
Let's go.
400 is off the board because that, like, it's a great ship. It's aesthetically pleasing, but we're gonna move on.
Before we leave the 400, I'll just say this. For my opinion, if anyone cares, the best looking Origin ship I think exists, 400i.
Yeah.
All right. Other than that, I hate Origin. I'm just gonna say that. All right. But the 400i is my favorite out of the Origin ships that I hate.
Beat them up in the comments, y'all.
Let them know how you feel.
Come see me in game. I'll be there.
But so next up is, I don't know if this ship really has any kind of following. I can't stand the damn thing.
I'll tell you why I hate this.
It's
I
the
hate this because
freelancer.
of beacons. That's the only reason. I hate it because of beacons, man.
What? Beacons? What does beacons got to
Yeah.
do with a freelancer?
There's
They always show up.
There are always a freelancer at a beacon. I don't care what beacon
Yeah.
you're doing. There is one of them.
I just,
I don't have a
I
lot
don't
to say
know,
about
man.
the
I don't-
freelancer. Honestly, I've never flown. No, I'll take that back. There was one time where they gave subscribers a freelancer for some ungodly
yeah,
reason.
subscribership
I don't
of the
know
month.
why.
Yeah.
They gave us a freelancer. I flew it a little bit. Don't have a lot. It was pretty basic. I mean, not a bad
Even the
ship.
freelancer has dual entrances,
That is okay. Yeah.
Sad, isn't
and
it?
my
That is
MSR can't have one. Next ship is
Yeah.
the Redeemer, sir, and that is an Apache. Like no AC 130. We're just gonna skip over the freelancer. I don't even want to talk about that.
I don't have a
hate
lot.
that.
I've killed a lot of them. I've
Right.
killed a lot of freelancers. Blown up buttloads of freelancers. I mean, kind of meh. You know, I mean,
I agree.
Don't have a lot to say about it. And I'm sure it. You know, maybe the freelancer. What's the bigger one? There's another one that's
The Redeemer is the AC.
no.
Try to skip
Are we,
over
we're
this
moving
shit.
to the okay, all right, okay. Let's talk about the Redeemer.
I can't like this is how much I hate the freelancer, man, because I don't even. Oh
don't
man,
like
it just I hate
I don't
it.
think. You know what? I would love to see in the comments if anybody does like the freelancer, because I don't know anybody who likes the freelancer.
I would
And
love to
if you
see.
do, we're sorry.
It's just a
Hold up,
it's just
the
a
variant,
basic-
the variant of the freelancer. It is called the Duo.
Duo.
Have you seen this ugly
not.
atrocity of a ship? Like
No.
CIG, I'm sorry. I know y'all worked hard on these things, but that thing looks butt effing ugly.
I think that's what their intention was. I think they worked hard at making it like the most like.
Like, is it a flying
that-
meme? Is that what it's supposed to be?
You know
I
what?
think that's what it is. I think that's it. That's the ship that I remember blowing up 15 times in those HRTs that I was
Yeah.
doing, you know, or whatever. Like, I don't. It's just there. It's just a ship.
I
It can
hope-
do stuff.
I hope when it goes, like, I don't even think it's gold standard yet, but I hope when it goes gold standard, like, it will have a little bit more viability and because I would really hate to see some ships that don't have every ship has a purpose,
Yeah.
but
If you were
and I,
gonna start out in the game and you like, let's say like you bought a license to play Star Citizen, right? You
Mm-hmm.
bought the game, right? And they were just gonna give you a ship
Mm-hmm.
to start out with. That would be it. That would be a
Yeah.
freelancer. Like that was it.
Or-
That would, like
if they just
Give
gave you
me-
one, just like
they
here,
just gave-
Here you go. Take it. Take it. Please.
you know what?
I
feel like there's something I'm missing. Maybe I haven't used it enough. I know that there's some people out there that are gonna like just roast me alive for hating the freelancer.
they're gonna roast me too, buddy, because I'm right there with you. I can't
Yeah.
stand this
There's
deck.
gotta be,
Make
there's
it
gotta be
interesting.
something. There's
Make
gotta be
it
something
interesting.
good, man.
Yeah.
It is such a plain
So-
Jane,
So when
boring
you
ship.
if you go through the back end of the ship, right, and you walk to the front, you go through like 3 or 4 doors. Fine, whatever. You walk through more on Crusaders, but there are 4 freaking seats in the cockpit. and only one of them, which is the pilot seat, is viable. So it's like, why is this here? Like, and I guess it's probably because the stuff that operates those seats are not in the game yet, and fine. But I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, what? Like, I don't get it. And I think it's ridiculous. Like, maybe they operate, like, they don't even operate the side turrets on the regular Freelancer. Like, they have those little side turret things. They don't, none of those seats operate that. Like, that's all done by pilot controls and gimbals, right? So, and then the turret in the back of the ship has these stupid, and I went over this in, I think it was episode 3 when we was talking about the starter packs and everything like that. But this thing has these stupid little struts that come down. So if you're not backing up your vehicle that has a turret gun, i.e. the Cyclone TR or any of the other ones that have a turret on top, you're going to hit those stupid struts, and it's going to sit there and bounce around, and kaboom.
I didn't know about the struts.
Yeah, because the seat slides on these struts, and that's where the person gets in and operates the turret, right? Yeah. And so, I mean, it's like they should have made the struts actually able to retract up in. Like, don't tell me that's not possible. Huh?
Like with the
or made it a remote turret. They could have just made it a remote turret.
Yeah.
You know,
like with the Carrack, right? Because the Carrack has the turrets, they'll pop out, right, on the sides, and that's why everybody screams at me, "Get out, turret, DC!" And I'm like, okay, we're trying to land the Carrack. And I'm like, all right, I'll get out of the
I get out of the Carrack.
But yeah, I mean, like, that's one of the things with that, and it's just, I don't know. But anyway. The Redeemer, the AC-130 of Star Citizen.
Oh my God. Vintage, tell me you remember our Redeemer days.
Yes,
that we
absolutely. I specifically went out and bought it because, okay, so I think you had it at one point.
Maybe,
It was, we were flying around in it, and you only had it for like the month because it was like the subscribership of the month or some crap like that.
Yeah, I definitely never bought it, but
right. So we had it at one point, and you were flying around in it, and you, me, and one other person were just going around and just laying waste to whatever we came across.
Oh my God! Everything died.
Everything
we met. Everything. The Navy died. Everything.
Yeah, because we did the whole pirate mission where you had to like
hunters.
Yes, everything.
Yeah, we did the bad guy mission where you had to kill like
8 of them.
I don't know, a dozen. Yeah, 8 freaking Navy guys, and then like hammerheads start showing up and stuff, and we're like, whatever. We kill everything around Port Olisar. Everything is dead.
Absolutely.
Players show up thinking they're gonna prove themselves dead. Everything, and then we're like, you know what? We can just rearm on the moon. We just land on the moon base. Boom, rearm, because we were just using the stock ballistics with that thing, dude. Those
the
what is it?
AD-4Bs or whatever they are.
AD-4Bs or whatever. Oh my God. And they're still gangster to this day.
Yeah.
The Redeemer is if you want multi-crew combat, look no further, people. The Redeemer is it. I know it's not new. That is fully crewed. If you have competent gunners, fully crew Redeemer. If you want things to die, I don't care what it is.
The Redeemer is where I learned to be a turret man. That, like, when Vintage first pulled me into Star Citizen, it was Redeemer.
I still had the Redeemer at that point, didn't I?
Yeah.
I did.
I know you compare it to an AC-130.
Or you know, a high around thing.
That is. I compare it to like a freaking frag grenade, because all you do is you just put a Redeemer. You have a bunch of enemies. Put a Redeemer right there. Everything around it will die. It will be dead. It will die.
The only thing, and I don't know if they've actually fixed this or not, was the turret seat for the front nose.
Yeah. That was an issue.
That was an issue, and I don't know if they fixed that or not because I don't have the Redeemer anymore. I actually ended up getting rid of that. I think I used that as part of credit to get the Perseus, is what it was. So I really can't wait for that ship to come out because everything's going to die again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh man, the Redeemer. Oh man,
dude, and I know if the Astro historian ever hears this, he always I listen to his podcast a lot, and
he's great. I love
Space
that
Tomato,
guy.
both of them do great work. But I know he hates the Redeemer for whatever reason. I still don't know why he hates it, but
I'll have to look into
I
that.
think
don't
it's
know
a
why
great
anyone would
ship.
hate the
I
Redeemer.
love it.
It's great. It's
It's a freaking space whale. It's not maneuverable whatsoever, and that is why you have the guns to take out your targets.
Yeah,
that's the point. Yeah. It's just a floating fortress of death, man. Yeah. It's a fortress of death. If put it in a spot, if you need to maintain air superiority, Redeemer.
If I could name that ship, I would name it Snagglestick. I told that story. What was it? I don't remember what episode.
I think it was during our start.
I saw that. I saw that in episode 1, and when I saw it,
was it in episode 1?
And I was like, I was watching it with my wife. And I was like, "Oh, honey, they're talking about me." And I was like, I was so excited. I was so proud to be mentioned on the podcast.
Yeah, now you're on, man. Like, what's up?
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
Man, the Redeemer is just nothing but a ball of fun. Get a couple you and a couple of your buddies, a couple brewskis in you.
It will just crush
just having a blast.
And you don't even really have to do anything to it. Like, the stock shields aren't horrible.
That's good.
The only thing I would really change out would be the quantum drive and just put a faster one. Like, I mean, other than that, that's dude. Like, that's it. Like, it's done.
I love
over,
it.
You know?
It's a great. It's probably, I would say it's the perfect gunship. I mean, it does exactly what the word gunship says. It does.
Exactly.
It's a ship.
Yes.
It has guns.
Yes.
It kills everything with guns. I mean. It's even the pilot guns are not bad. Like I remember so many times, dude. Actually, it's actually fun. Like you think most of the fun to be had would be in the gunner's seat, but actually I used to fly that thing a lot back when we used to rock it, and I used to I used to pull G's to where Vintage would black out sometimes in the gunner station, you know,
like,
in
the
Redeemer. You know, like what's going on? And then the great thing is even 2 players can still efficiently rock you, dude. Oh, I'm out of ammo on my top gun. Bloop! You just go down to your bottom gun. Yeah. Boom. Problem solved. Dude.
Reloaded.
So, when it comes to killing things, that is a very versatile ship.
If you have a decent pilot, man, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Like and you are a heck of a pilot. I mean, I'll give you credit there. Yeah. We did very well, and we have had. Excuse me, we have had a lot of fun in that ship over the days, and I don't know if it's because I talk good about some of these ships and I rag on some of the other ones, but a lot of the ones that I mainly, if anybody could tell, the ones that I talk good about are the ones that I've flown and I've had fun in.
Yes.
The ones that I rag on a little bit are the ones that I don't have fun in.
Honestly, I mean, that's true. I haven't spent a lot of time in Origin ships, and I haven't flown a lot of Myth ships, specifically the Freelancer. Don't have a lot to say. I can sit here and be judgmental and be like, I don't like the way Origin ships look. That's about all I really can say.
Those are preferences, and that's one of the key things about this game, and that I like, is the vast majority of ships and decision when it comes to that. Like I really do appreciate that, and like I get it. I know it's part of I know it's part of their business model to be making ships and selling ships, but that kind of diversity in ship, not only manufacturers but also different designs and sizes and roles and things like that, really it kind of makes you think about, like, okay, what am I about to go do in this game? And what would best suit me for the job that I'm about to go do? Because it's not just, oh, I'm going to go out in this ship and go around, you know? And I almost, like, I have yet to play Starfield yet, because technically at this point right now, because it's September 1st, not September 6th, like, it's not out yet. But I know... Starfield has like this ship maker. Like you can basically just kind of put together little Lego blocks and make your own ship.
Give me
I
that.
think it's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
I want it bad. Yeah.
What happened to PG-13?
Don't blame him. It's not his fault.
I want to be able to. I know they have different ships in the game, and I think that modularity part of it, if Star Citizen can kind of match that modularity to where you can buy one ship and then you have a bunch of different modules, I think that would be a better route than doing a bunch of different variations, you know what I mean, of the same ship.
Cool. Yeah.
Like, let me buy a Spirit, and if I want to go bomb stuff, let me get the bomber module. And if I want to go just run cargo, let me get the cargo module. If I want to do combat, let it set up with like turrets or something like that, and let it do a combat module, or the escort module. You know, like you actually swap out the modules. You know what I mean? Instead of doing 3 different ships. Like, I understand why they do what they do, and I get that it's part of their business model, but there's just some things, like, on a personal level that it's like, I would like it as a gamer and as somebody who plays the game and who is backing the game, I would much rather see this, but the CIG is not emailing me on the daily going, hey, we want your opinion about this game. They don't care. Like, I mean, I'm just being realistic. Like, they care about their player base, don't get me wrong. Yes, but they have a plan and an idea, and then the people. So overall, okay, this is Chris Roberts' game, right? This is his idea, and this is his vision. This is his plan.
Yep.
Everybody that works with him in this company is working together to make sure that that idea and that dream is being fulfilled, right?
And stays true. Correct.
And stays true to what Chris Roberts' plan is. This is his visionary. If somebody else is bold enough to do what he's doing, then they have to say so.
Oh, yeah, by all
it's
means.
due to artistic interpretation, just like anybody who paints on a canvas or writes a poem. Like it is all done to artistic interpretation. And I understand, like, everybody has their own ideas and everybody has their own opinions and everything like that. It's just I'm one of those people, but I also at the same time I also go, this isn't my game.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, we are the players.
Yes,
we're the gamers.
We
We're
are
the reason why they're making so much money. I mean,
This is true as well.
accidentally, I'm not proud of it, but I'm concierge, you know. I'm not like some higher tier, but I'll put some money into the game. I think the game has a lot of potential. I
haven't put any money into the game.
Bro. I nickel and dime myself to concierge level. I'm not proud of it. I'm just saying.
Look,
the only reason why they're able to make this game to begin with is because of people like us. All of us here, and probably most of the people watching this are the ones who allowed that to happen. Who gave money? He said, like, you know what? Hey, Chris, the rest of your team, I like your vision. I like where you're going with this. I want to invest in that.
Yes.
You know, and that's what we did.
Exactly.
You know.
Absolutely.
So I mean, they're gonna keep doing what they're doing, and as long as we like, you know, we as gamers, as Star Citizen gamers, as long as we like where they're going, we're gonna keep giving them our money. You know. I mean, I've done it. We've all done it, and as long as we keep giving them their, I mean, it makes sense. But at the same time, you know, the ultimate authority on whether or not this game reaches production level, right, after it's post-alpha and into a beta stage, is if we like it, if we keep giving them money, right? Because we're not going to give money to something we don't like.
Exactly.
This is true.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's up to the game. It's in theory, in a way, it is kind of up to us gamers. It's alpha testers, you know. Do we like what we see? If we like what we see, do we want to throw money at it? Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, and you got a point there. That brings up a good point.
But we're not going to get into that.
All right.
We're gonna stick to our subject topic.
We're talking about multi-cruise ships here. I'm sorry you were getting out. All right, let's move on.
It's all right. We went off on a little bit of a sidebar. It happens. It happens in conversation. But the Terrapin is the last on our list.
Yes, it is.
And it's a freaking tank.
Oh,
Not like
I
a
love that
legitimate
ship.
tank. It's not a legitimate
Okay.
tank, but it does have some good hull HP, and it's
It
only got
does.
2 seats, a pilot and a scanner. And again,
Yep.
the scanner seat, as it stands at the date of the recording of this episode, it is
don't do
not
nothing.
viable. It don't do nothing. It spins around. It looks cool. It's got some good
does.
aesthetics to it, but as far as the ship is concerned, that's about it.
Yeah.
I will tell you this right now, off the bat. As far as spaceships in this and Star Citizen, give me every single, line them all up. I don't care. Every single spaceship. I think the Terrapin looks more spaceshipy than any other spaceship in the game. It is
Yes,
so.
I agree.
I know that sounds stupid. It just look at it, and I understand why they call it a Terrapin. For those of you who may not know, a Terrapin is like a kind of a turtle kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. And it does. It kind of resembles a turtle, and also the idea behind it is to have high armor points.
Yeah,
so
it does.
makes sense, right? It's got high armor.
Tanky
it
the
kinda
turtle.
looks like. I love the Terrapin. I love what the Terrapin is supposed to be. Right now, I love the
Love
way
the
it looks.
idea of the
in here.
Terrapin.
I love the
Yes.
idea of the
Yes.
Terrapin. I love the way it looks. It looks amazing. I love. It makes me think of something from like Aliens or some other science fiction movie. Like it's a spaceship that looks like freaking the Bugs. Starship Troopers, something that looks like it looks like a spaceship. All right, instead of like a Saber or a Gladius or something with looks more like a space plane, right?
Yeah,
like with the wings and flying around and all that.
Oh, space
You're in
plane.
space, dude.
Space
You're in
plane.
space.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with people. I understand the point of the wings. It's to provide
that ship. Speaking of, has 4 engines, and they all go to VTOL. So you have 4 points of
my
lift,
God,
unlike
yes,
the
it does.
Cutlass.
4Gs. I tested it. I went a couple of weeks ago. I looked at the discussion points, and I was like, I've never been in a Terrapin before. And fortunately for me, they just updated the ship shop on CIG's site, so I went and bought one. I traded in my Ares Inferno for it because I wasn't doing much with it anyways.
Yeah.
So got me a Terrapin, and I flew it around a little bit. Bruh, I love it. The scanning seat, it doesn't really do anything. It spins around, which looks really cool. So if you're trying to impress somebody, maybe come on there.
Engine my chair.
Yeah, I mean, I would like some jump seats in there, so that way it could double as maybe a drop ship or something like that, because it's got every single. It hits all the notes.
It could actually stand up in a getting shot at, unlike the Valkyrie that just like. Oh, I totally forgot to put the Valkyrie on this.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
But anyway, that Valkyrie is like a freaking piece of wet toilet paper going through space. Is what it is. Like, I mean,
Actually,
no hull HP whatsoever.
Yeah, I
Unless
mean,
they
compared to
fixed
the
it.
Terrapin, which is billed as an exploration vehicle, a survey vehicle, right?
See, modularity.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I could take a Terrapin, have a freaking fire team lay down in a prone near the exit ramp, right? Near the exit doors. Lay down in the prone in the back underneath the freaking survey seat that does nothing. Drop that thing into hostile territory while taking hits. Drop lamps. Fire team exits and roll out, and I probably, I'm good. Like I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like I maybe took some hull damage, but the thing does have a lot of hull HP.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually not like honestly, I would probably take that over the Valkyrie. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Valk, but we're not talking about that right now. God, it looks great. I love the cockpit, the way it looks on the hull from the exterior. It looks amazing. Just a beautiful looking ship. And then that VTOL, I tested it, dude. I went and landed at, I think I went to Hurston, actually, where the gravity is a little higher. Landed on a planet-sized station there. Did some R&R. And then I just wanted to see how many. I wanted to see how good the VTOL thrusters are. 4Gs, which is not bad on a planet. You could probably get more than that on the moon.
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, just blasting straight up like 4Gs. That's for a
yeah.
and
With
it's not
boost?
a fighter, dude.
With
yeah,
boost?
with yeah,
No
with
boost.
boost. Yeah,
With
yes.
boost, okay.
Yeah, no, it was with boost. Yeah, so 4Gs with boost, and I mean that thing books, man. It goes.
OG,
Actually,
what are
I'll
your
have to
thoughts
double-
on it?
I'll have to
So,
double check that.
I haven't flown it yet. So
Why
the
are you
only
even
thing I
on
can-
this thing?
I'm telling you, I know, right? I know.
Next time we're on game, come see me. I'll be more than happy to let you.
I was
fly
just
my
gonna
car.
say. I was just fixing to say. Next time we're on, I want
It's
to jump
fun.
in
It's
with you.
great.
Absolutely.
It's great in atmosphere.
I think so. From what I know about it, right? What I've seen, this, that, and the other, what I've heard from you guys, I think it's a great looking ship. I completely agree with it. And whole HP, hell yeah, we
Yeah.
like that. We
Yeah.
like that. So I'll dabble in it next ship talk episode. I'll talk about it a little bit more when I have some experience with it. I
All
can't
right.
talk
Yeah.
about a ship I don't have experience with.
Well,
Yeah,
I can
right. I'll
I
let
can
you-
definitely tell you this much. With the Terrapin, if it had modularity for a drop ship, you could definitely be pulling some Florida Man stuff with it.
Absolutely.
I can
dude.
tell you that
Heck
much.
Heck yeah.
So anyway, what is our Florida Man, OG?
So, DC, at the end of our episodes, we like to talk a little bit about Florida Man, right?
I love me some Florida man.
I got a
Yes,
good
sir.
Florida Man for you today. So today, well, it wasn't today, but just armless Florida man arrested for stabbing tourists with scissors.
Hold up. Read that again one more time.
One more again. Armless Florida man arrested for stabbing tourists with scissors.
Okay, was he holding them in his teeth or his feet?
His feet.
Oh my god.
Feet.
Oh,
His feet.
Oh my god.
According to this, it says vacation can be full of surprises, good and bad. But one thing most people would never expect, getting stabbed by an armless man. That's exactly what happened to 22-year-old Caesar something when a homeless man stabbed him with a pair of scissors using his feet.
First off, if I was Caesar and I got home, I wouldn't have told nobody.
no,
Nobody.
No.
Nobody.
But
Secondly-
I will tell you. Go ahead.
Secondly, if I was the guy with the no arms, I would have been bragging to everybody.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
Like,
who called
how-
it in?
And also, I want to know is what transpired to make no arms stab Caesar.
I can tell you. I don't know.
Please.
I don't know for sure. It doesn't say it in the
Oh,
topic.
I thought it said it in the top.
One thing I have learned is you don't mess with homeless people. You don't.
Oh, he was.
You
You
don't
did say
do it.
homeless, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, he
yes,
did.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't mess with them, man, because
You don't.
So for
Not in
instance,
Florida.
what was it like eight
No.
months ago? There was a lady literally down by where I live. There was a homeless lady. Apparently, her and the clerk had got into it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They had got into it, and homeless lady don't have nothing to lose. Okay, they don't have nothing to lose. They don't have anything. You don't mess
Right.
with
That's true.
So she literally went to every single one of the gas pumps and got the little bit of gas that was left in it. Walked in
I heard
that gas
about
station.
that.
Walked in that gas station, threw gasoline on her, and lit that lady on fire.
I heard about that.
100%.
No F's given, man. Like
None. Because think about it. You talk bad to the homeless lady, right? She ain't got nothing to lose. She's all right. I'm gonna make you pay for it, and I'm gonna go get a warm meal and a roof over my head.
Yep.
You know, I mean, you just don't do it. So I'm guessing that Mr. Caesar may have upsetted this man.
I mean, obviously, at some point he did,
That's the only
but
thing I can think of.
I
Unless,
mean,
unless the
you
guy
don't-
had issues, you know.
You don't see homeless people going around bothering people too often.
no.
I mean, usually
Not
they
really.
mind their own business. They maybe ask you for $1 or two, but
Yeah.
I've never been
Yeah, same here.
assaulted or
Same here.
offended by a homeless person.
Yeah.
I mean,
But you
know.
don't mess with them, man. They ain't got nothing.
you know,
to
I
lose.
don't. I try to help.
They ain't
you know.
got nothing to lose. I mean,
don't,
man,
man.
I'm a firm believer. I don't mind helping people. I do try to give back to what I can.
Yeah.
Karma
Yep.
is a thing. You know,
Yep,
you give
yep.
good karma, you're going to receive good karma. I'm a great believer in that.
Absolutely.
I've bought people meals, things like that. I don't hand out money.
Nope.
Just because of the way things are, I don't hand out money.
Well,
but if somebody's hungry, I'm more than happy to buy them a meal. You know, you need a sleeping bag, I'll buy you a sleeping bag. No problem.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, Mr. Caesar, I'm not sure what transpired that day.
Maybe you should talk to us.
You know, I would definitely love to have a conversation with you. Reach out to us. We'll talk about it.
I want to know. Like, all right, hold up. Was he like? How deep? First of all, how deep were the stab wounds? Like, was it effective? Like, can this man effectively like Wing Chun himself with a pair of scissors, like, and no arm? Like, I believe it. If you tell me he could do it.
What I imagine is, you know, just a homeless man with no arms, and his big toe ring through the eyelid of a pair of scissors, you know, and just skipping and does like a 360.
Like, but did he like grip it? Like did he like grip it with his other toes? Like,
or was it
could you curl him over? Maybe he taped them.
Hey, look, you would be surprised how people adapt to their whatever they're given in life. Like, I've seen people with no arms, no legs, like half a body, and they adapt so well. Like, the adaptability is crazy.
On one of those riding lawnmowers, and he had no arms, and all he had was his legs, and he was sitting there. He had one foot on the one foot on the like the gas and the brake and all that, and the other foot was on the steering wheel, and he was like just cruising around cutting his grass. He had like at least a quarter acre. You know, I mean, the dude was, you know, rolling around cutting grass. I mean, I'm like, dude,
I'd love to see him operate a zero turn.
Yeah,
I bet he could do it. I believe 100% he could do it.
Speaking of I've seen something the other day. It was a gentleman. I think it was like professional cornhole, and I think he was missing a lot of his legs and a lot of his arms, but he was destroying these guys.
Well, was he tossing it with his leg or his arm?
He was kind of tossing it like this. I think that's all he could do. But I mean, every single bag he threw, it was in the hole. Yeah,
no prosthetics.
None. I mean, like on the ground, like
that's some kind of a gold or platinum medal that he needs to earn.
That's crazy.
He was destroying these guys in cornhole.
Yeah. Because you hear about people like winning like sprinting competitions and stuff, but they got like these high-tech prosthetic legs
legs and shit.
It's like, dude, nah, man.
That don't count, man.
It doesn't work.
Cheat codes.
I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry. You're an amputee or whatever happened. Like, look, I get it, but I mean, what's to stop me from jumping in my Ford Fiesta and like you know, competing against these guys in a 5K.
Oh my god. Anyway, y'all, it's been great. I appreciate the conversation. It was a fun one. If y'all have any questions, comment down below. Got any ideas for us, comment down below. But I'm gonna roll this intro. Y'all have a good one.
Heck yeah.
Y'all two say goodnight.
07, y'all. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh Lord.
Hey, Mini Vintage here. I just want to say thank you for all those that listen to this podcast. It means a lot to me and my dad. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, check the description down below for all our socials. 07 Citizens.